This Earth of yours will be reduced to a burned-out cinder.
Real wrath of God type stuff. Biblical.
No, not yet.
Gentlemen, you can't fight in here. This is the war room.
I came here to give you these facts.
Dogs in camp, living together. Mass hysteria.
We're going to live on. Today, we celebrate.
Flabbergasted by the Audacity.
I saw a post on Instagram, and if I'm bewildered by this post. So basically, I think you and me, we could say that like we're good friends, right?
Oh hell yeah!
Okay, so then let's go to like a little like you know, but like a theoretical thing. Let's just say, theoretically speaking, if we're both virgins, which we're not, would you or would you think I would do a sex change, so then you or I could hit?
Like one another?
Yeah, like one of us would do a sex change so then we can fuck the other person and we can both say that like we're no longer virgins.
No.
Okay, that's what I thought, because what I read on Instagram today, I just thought many times that I'm scrolling on Instagram and I'll scroll back up and like read the story. But the story states that these two kids, maybe around 18, 19 years old, were both virgins, whatever. One of them got a sex change and is now dating the other person, basically. That's nuts. Because first of all, we're not at that point yet. I know that there are some cases where you really cannot tell if that person was a woman or a female, a woman or a man at birth. But that's for people who have a shit ton of money. I saw the picture. Homeboy still got a guy face. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I don't care what equipment he got working down there. It's still a very masculine looking face.
Yeah, a lot of them don't work.
There's
but
no...
the ones that work best I've found is Japanese people. For some reason,
Yeah.
they can pull it off very well.
Yeah. But or like, yeah, you know, Thailand, stuff like that. But like this, I saw the picture and I'm going, there's no way I could be hitting it, and I see my homeboy's face. No, I couldn't. I could not. I read that, I'm like, this is hilarious. So
At least they won't procreate.
Yeah, I guess. Thank God, honestly. At this point, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. So, but anyways, today is TrUmP Day. I think this podcast, we're gonna call it TrUmP Day.
He absolutely deserves a day.
It's gonna be TrUmP Day, and you're gonna put a lot of defense today. You put a lot of defense.
He's doing great. I'm curious how the media spun it.
Yeah. So basically, first of all, I want to go back to like 3 weeks ago when we talked about Charlie Kirk.
Uh-huh.
So I want to first go into the Jimmy Kimmel thing, right?
Oh, that was ridiculous. That whole thing.
So ridiculous in what sense?
No one watches his show at all. That's not true. Can you guess how many viewers he gets?
Wrong. You're wrong.
Guess how many viewers he gets, Jamal.
In the millions.
Nope.
Patrick, I read it.
He gets less than a million.
He gets millions. Yes, he does.
No,
That's
the caveat. No, Jamal, that's the caveat they're using to blanket it. Per, like, quote-unquote season, he gets millions. But that's total. That's a grand total. Like, okay, fine, that sounds pretty good. But per episode, he averages about 150,000 viewers.
That's still 150,000 people who watch. So you're saying that no one watches his stuff. That's 150,000 people who watch.
That is a drop in the bucket, especially when you compare things like YouTube channels, like who have
well, yeah,
5 million, millions of views per episode, and that production is very small.
You're comparing apples to oranges. TV is not as
TV
mainstream.
Was incredible back in the day. That's what I'm saying.
Back in the day, for sure, when Jay Leno was around, when I forgot the other guy named there, Larry King. Stuff like that.
Yeah, these are all legends. They're actually producing quality shows that were worth watching.
This is a different era. But regardless of the fact, 150,000 people still watch this stuff.
It's very little.
That's a lot of people.
That's
a lot of people. Patrick, so in your world, in your planet, whatever world you're living in, which must look like sunshine and rainbows, 150,000 people is not a lot.
For a show, it's very little.
For a show, it's very little. Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Regardless
I'm
of the
saying.
fact,
It's context. If you're
I
saying
read.
no, Jamal, it's context. If you're saying you're performing live at a concert in front of 150,000 people, I'm like, damn, that's great. But if you're saying you're producing a show that costs millions of dollars per episode and you're only getting 150,000 concurrent viewers, that's pretty bad.
Is Jimmy Fallon getting more than him? I doubt it.
I think Fallon is less. I think Fallon's a little less.
All these shows don't get what they used to have
And
back in the 90s.
Yeah, that's not a good thing for them.
Regardless, it's his job, it's his livelihood. This is what he does for a living. The joke, the monologue that he had done.
It wasn't a joke, by the way, and it was retarded.
Whatever. Again, it's a joke.
It wasn't a joke, Jamal. Did you watch the clip?
He's a comedian.
He's not a good one. He's not a good one.
Okay, but it's so if Bill Burr or Bull Burham or whatever tells a joke about Charlie Kirk, it's fine. But if Jimmy Kimmel does it,
a joke is fine.
It's
you
not
didn't say a joke though.
Okay, I'm gonna read you the joke. You tell me where it's not not a joke.
Jamal, it's not a joke. It's a statement.
Have the monologue. Kimmel said the MAGA gang was desperately trying to characterize the kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and trying to score political points from it. Where is he referring to Charlie Kirk and saying that it's good that he's dead? Where?
That's not my argument. My argument was that it wasn't a joke, it was a statement.
Well, so
because on the contrary, I could flip it over to you. Where's the joke in that?
I mean, the joke is the MAGA. The joke is MAGA. That's the fucking joke for me. The joke is the MAGA gang trying to go, oh, it's a black kid, or it's a Israeli kid, or it's a Democrat kid. No, it's one of them.
It's a Democrat kid, though. It's confirmed, though.
It wasn't. It was a Republican kid.
No, his family is Republican. He himself was Democrat.
So, okay. So then if he's Democrat, fine. Is he white?
Yeah, what's the problem with that?
Thank you. So, well, then,
everyone...
Trump's probably going, oh, it's a black kid, and he's...
Never did that. Never said white guy. You never said that.
It's a white guy.
Yes, what's your point?
That's... Well, we're gonna get farther into it, but for me, if I'm a part of MAGA, who a lot of white people are, I think we can agree with that. That statistically speaking, most white Americans voted for Trump, right? We can both agree on that one.
Yes.
Or are you gonna try and block me there?
No. Majority of America is white. So
okay,
and if you get
majority of the people who voted for Trump,
you most likely got the most white people. So
yeah, exactly, because that's who they're gonna vote for, because they don't want a black woman in the building. So
I don't know why you're being so racist, Jamal.
It's a pretty racist thing at this point.
No. Just because you vote, let me get this straight. Just because you vote for a different person, and they just happen to be a different ethnicity or race or whatever culture, doesn't make you hate the other opposition. If Kamala was competent and showed she had good values...
If Kamala was competent?
She's incredibly...
Really?
Dude, I've seen interviews, full interviews. All she can do is blame Trump, talk in circles, and laugh. That's all she did.
And Trump hasn't blamed Biden once, right?
Trump hasn't blamed Biden
one time. He's blamed him non-stop. He's blamed Obama. Obama's been gone for the last 8 years.
Obama did some terrible stuff in office, and no one ever talks about it. It's ridiculous.
Really?
Dude,
really?
Remember Obamacare?
And he's also done some great shit in office.
No, I'm not going to say he did nothing great, but Obamacare in particular blew my mind when I found this out. You know, Obamacare was like this be-all, end-all for health insurance and all that? Apparently, he got a bunch of people to join it, and then as soon as they did, they jacked up the rates to make it just as expensive, if not more, than regular healthcare in America. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, you just... Half your campaign was based on this healthcare plan, and you screwed them all over.
Just the way you tell me that certain stuff that you read is that something that I read, is false. I think certain stuff that you're reading is false, because
it's possible.
I doubt that.
It's possible.
It's very possible.
I told you the angle I'm coming from multiple times. A lot of the media is bought and paid for, and so any story, like for example, have you heard about the peace deal that Trump got Israel and Palestine to sign?
I did hear about this piece too. I didn't dive into it because there was so much more shit that I had to go through.
Right. Well,
That was like the
it's
last
pretty
part.
new. It's like 24 hours.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. So I didn't get a chance to like sit down with it. But
Yeah.
do you have it? Did you want to talk about it, or do you not have it?
Well, like you, I'm still waiting to see how it turns out because even a few days ago, I heard that it was like on the talks, right, to happen. And then suddenly, I think it was Israel who was like getting cold feet, and Trump's like, dude, what the fuck? This is as close as we might get. Like, work with us. We want peace here. And Israel's like, I don't know, I can't do it. I can't be Jewish. But
Dude, that did not sound Jewish. And you're like, I don't know.
what did that sound more like? I don't even.
Honestly, I couldn't
Italian?
really tell you.
I don't know.
Maybe, maybe Greek. A little bit of Greek
I
in
can
there.
kind of
I
see
don't
that.
know.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
But anyways,
That
okay,
was
we're gonna go one at a time. You started with Kimmel.
Yes.
And
Okay, yeah, so-
can I tell you
go
real
with
quick
Kimmel.
though?
Yes.
To me, that wasn't a joke. It just sounded like a statement of him,
Okay.
like catering to his fellow Democrats, right? Because
100%.
the news is out, and they keep trying to blanket it and lie. Charlie Kirk is not a fascist. Was not a racist. I've listened to like hours of him talk. He's never said anything
Not a
hateful.
fascist, and he's not a racist.
Definitely not. Jamal, I've done my homework on this one.
He's not a racist.
He's not. Wait, real quick. When he was shot, I was like,
Yes.
that's terrible, that's awful, and
100%.
I was compelled to like go
I
back
agree
and
with.
watch his stuff, right? And
Yes.
so I watched him on what's that show called? The Whatever podcast, because I think it's funny as hell
Yeah.
sometimes. And he was
Yeah,
on there.
yeah.
I'm like, oh, might as well watch that. He was
Okay.
incredibly nice to everyone, and he was at one point. This one girl, she's an OnlyFans model, of course.
course.
And she's like, oh, I make big bucks and all that. I'm doing great. And he's like, I understand that, and it feels fulfilling now, but objects don't fulfill your life, and I really hope you find like your way and end up having a beautiful family. And this girl was like,
fair.
her mind was blown. She's like, hope? What?
Hope.
Anyway, but the point is, like, he was so incredibly understanding, and he spoke so softly, and I was like, what? Usually, when they have guests on, the guest is like a dick, like yelling at them, but Charlie was so composed and...
He never yells.
Forthright.
I'll agree with you on that part. He never yells. Even like at the college debates, he never yells. There are some stuff that he says that I agree with. I wholeheartedly agree with it. There's some stuff that he says where I'm going, yeah, no, you're right. And it said, that famous question is, what is a woman? And women who can't answer that question, or what is a man? Those parts I agree with. There are certain extremist ideas that he has that I disagree with.
What are some extremist ideas? Because I've heard almost all of his talking points, and they're not really extreme. They're just old-fashioned.
Well, okay, well then we'll go with old-fashioned. There's some of the old-fashioned stuff that I think that we should leave in the past.
Like what?
Like, does his wife work? I don't think she does, right? I think she just doesn't stay at home.
Well, she was until they had kids.
Okay, there you go. So, it's one of those things where it's like, I think in this day and age, I think women should be allowed to work, and even if they have children.
I don't think he
that
ever
should not
argued
be
against
their
them
job.
working. I just think he was arguing for times of old that were where one person could be the sole breadwinner, right? That way you have the mother at home taking care of the children. Is that such a bad
100%,
thing?
but
is that extremist?
It's not extremist, but it's impossible in
No,
this day and age
that's-
for that to happen.
He never
And then what
said
happens
like,
is
"Oh,
that-
you should like be absolutely dirt poor, but at least your wife's at home." He never said that.
Yeah.
He said, "Ideally, in a better America,
Ideally.
it would be
Yeah,
possible."
well, we're not in a better world. Fuck America. We're just not in a better world. Period. It's not like there's other places in the world where you could afford to live by yourself and be the sole breadwinner and have your wife stay at home. But I think for me, it's the fact that I don't mind having those like characteristics, fine, and having that standpoint. I think that's what made him so unique, was that he never conformed to like the newer standpoint, which is fine. But I would have to sit down with it more. I really only wanted to talk about the Kimmel part because we had spoken about Charlie Kirk on
But real quick,
episodes
Jamal, can you
beforehand.
give me one extremist viewpoint that he had that you're strongly
I
against?
have to read up on them. I didn't write those down.
You just said it. You just said it like it was a big deal to you, and then you have nothing to back it up.
Well, the one of them is, like I said, it's the wife staying at home. That's definitely one.
He was never
also
forcing anyone. He's like, "Yeah, how dare she be working?" Like, there's never that.
But and he's also pro-life, correct?
Yes, which
Okay.
honestly, it's mind-boggling because that did come up a lot especially on the OnlyFans on the Whatever podcast, because all of them see it basically how a lot of modern feminists see it as a form of birth control, which is kind of messed up, considering you have the pill, condoms,
100% right. You're 100% right.
All that, and then you're still gonna resort to that. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah.
And
no, for sure.
I respect his viewpoint, and I think if you really don't want to have kids, you either use those things we just named, or just don't have sex. And for some people, it's like, what? You're taking that away from me. It's like, you just do it responsibly at least.
For girls who are 14 or 15 who get raped, then what?
The rape one. That's such a difficult one. Because his argument... Wait, hold on. His argument, he states, because pro-life is just all life is valued, right?
Yes, 100%. As soon as
the way he sees it, and I'm very on the fence about this one. He sees it as like the child being born from rape is innocent, so it's still murder, which absolutely, in my mind, anyways, makes sense. But at the same time, I don't want fucking rapist's son or daughter coming out of my woman.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, but at the same time, he's absolutely right. That baby did nothing wrong. It just exists,
100%.
Like
but
he said,
unfortunately,
he uses
it's
the
a
term
14-year-old
sins
girl.
of the father, which is a fact. It's like if your dad does something and they can't find your dad, are they going to arrest you because of what your dad did? No.
True. Again, it's a 14-year-old girl who got raped, who could die, right? Because at that age, you should not be having a child, right? Mm-hmm. And you're telling me that she should have the kid. She made a bad decision. She got raped by some 42-year-old. So then you're telling me that she has to have the kid.
That's okay. If it was safe and all that, you could put the kid up for adoption. But like I said, I'm very on the fence about this one.
You would still have the kid. She's 14. Her life is fucked. From here on out, her life is fucked. Her school, she's going to be bullied at school for the rest of her life. She has to go through all this pain and pregnancy at the age of 14. She can't have a childhood. She can't be a teenager.
No, Jamal,
she can't go to parties.
I'll put it this way. It's the decision I would most likely make to terminate the pregnancy, but I wouldn't do it lightly. I wouldn't feel good about it at all.
I would do it in 3 seconds. It would be 3 seconds.
That's different.
I wouldn't even think. I would be like, you got raped? Get it out. Get it out. Because for me, I disagree with that. I think if that's going to be the one extremist point that he has, that's going to be the one extremist point I'm going to fight against. For me, until I see it, until it's breathing in front of me, it's not real.
It's not real?
Well, not real in the sense that it's not.
So if you come up to me with your kids' ultrasound pictures, like, Jamal, it's not real. Calm down.
Well, I want to see it. It's like people who believe in Jesus. I want to see it. Speaking of which, did you see on TikTok this whole rapture thing? Did you hear about this?
No, is it some sort
of
trend?
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after. It's pretty funny. Okay. But it's for me, it's like that because you have that other thing, and this is where I'm also on the fence about with the whole stem cell, where they take the embryo of babies who were aborted or not born yet, and they can use these stem cells to do a lot of shit from what I've heard for a lot of different diseases. That part I'm on the fence about because now you're exploiting the body to help other people because of a dead child.
Yeah. Well,
that one I'm not
that goes hand in hand with abortion then, because it's the same question. When does life start?
Yeah, and it's difficult to answer that question. But I think now. Again, I think we've talked about this many times on the podcast where one person abuses a part of a system and then it becomes a problem. And there are women out there who don't take birth control,
they're abusing abortion,
don't take
that's
condoms,
what it is.
and they abuse abortion. And you're 1,000% right. There's definitely some women out there who just go, I'll just go get it aborted tomorrow. And for that, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself because you're having consensual sex. I'm hoping consensual sex. And you just don't want a condom, or the guy doesn't want a condom, and you don't want to birth control because you want to deal with the burden or get an IUD. There's so many ways to prevent pregnancy that for you to use that as your only option is irresponsible, and you should be ashamed. That part, I agree with you 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
But for the people who actually do need it, it still has to be applied. Now, can we regulate it better? That's gonna be difficult. How if you're gonna walk into the abortion clinic and you go, I want an abortion, it's hard to question that woman and be like, well, why do you want an abortion? Then it gets touchy, you know.
Well,
so it's one of those few
thing. I think
instances where it's like it's hard to regulate.
Well, it doesn't even necessarily need to be regulated because I think because I don't want to necessarily restrict anyone's choice to do it, but I just think it's so open that people just kind of expect it, you know? Like, it should be discouraged, in my opinion. Like, it shouldn't be an okay thing.
Or maybe in the sense of, if you bring in a rape kit and it's proven that you were raped, then the abortion should, like, be free. And then if not the case, maybe it should cost money. Somewhere to deter it. I agree with you on that side, maybe to deter it somewhere. But I still think that it should be allowed. And I know that Kirk is against that. So I think I'll look at it deeper next week. I'll do my own research. I'll do my own homework and check.
Okay.
But
Jamal, I can tell you right now, he's not a racist. He's not a fascist. The quotes that you see, they're edited, taken out of context.
I will check on that.
It is a fact.
I will take a look. I'll take a look. Right. But going back to Kimmel, to finish this whole point off, since we've gone on.
I forgot about him, just like most of America.
So, my thing is, regardless if it's a statement or a joke, for him to be taken off the air for that made no sense. It makes no sense.
Well, because no, Jamal, what happened? I don't know, because I know the media tried to spin it. Trump pulled the plugs. Like, Trump doesn't control television. He does not do that.
No,
what happened was, like on
Disney.
YouTube, because you know what happened on YouTube a few years ago? I think it was probably a decade by now. We're so fucking old. But remember back in the day, you could swear, say anything, and you'll still have ads on your videos?
100%, yeah.
All of a sudden, advertisers like, oh, we don't really want to be like supportive of that kind of talk, and that's exactly what happened with Kimmel. The ad bases got cold feet and said, we're not okay with that. We're pulling our ads, and then you lose your ads. Suddenly, your show's not making any money.
So then, how did he come back?
It was mostly public outrage, and there's still a bunch of channels not putting him on because they're standing firm with that belief.
No problem, but there's also a lot of actors and actresses and other talk show hosts that were on his side, because it wasn't a crazy statement. He didn't go out in public and say "fuck Charlie Kirk, I'm fucking happy that he's dead." If you said that, 100% canceled. You should be canceled and never work a day in your life ever again. The statement that he made.
The problem
was
I
very
had with
bland.
it mostly was the fact that you refer to the shooter as some kid. It's like, so you first of all you're infantilizing him. Make him seem lighter in the eyes of the public. Like, this was a grown man. He was, 23 or something? That's an adult. That's officially an adult. It's not a kid. It's not some kid, accidentally shot someone. It's like, no. It was thought out and put into action. So it's like, you have to say, some kid. And confirmed not MAGA. Fucking the bullets had pro-trans rhetoric on it. And I'm still upset he put the Helldivers code on there. I played that game.
It's funny. I didn't know about that. I know
that's one of the first things that came out was the pro-trans inscriptions and then the arrows on it. And someone's like, "Is that a Helldivers code?" And
that's funny.
And apparently it's some sort of airstrike or something. So
really, for me, the statement wasn't enough for him to be pulled. It made no sense.
Well, it's essentially disinformation. That's especially what it was, and that's what a lot of people said it as.
A lot of shit is disinformation. Why him get targeted? If you're saying that, and then another point, if you're saying that only 150,000 people watch him, then why did he get canceled in the first place? Nobody watches him. Why cancel him? He's not doing anything.
It's still a big deal. Something getting canceled.
So now it's a big deal. But only 150,000 people watch him though. So is it really a big deal? Because you said it's a drop in the bucket.
Well,
how's it a big deal?
Well, it's a public outrage thing. Things like that, they tend to blow up. Anything,
but
anytime a show gets down to, like, damn, I watched that, and you post about it, and that kind of creates a snowballing effect. And when you have actors backing it, actors have millions of followers, so that would spread pretty quickly then.
So that means the people are backing it. But you said before, that not a lot of people watch this shit.
They don't.
So then why pull them off the air? It doesn't matter. Nobody watches the show anyways.
Well, the ads don't want their ads on his show. The advertisers don't want their ads on his show.
He has a lot of ads on his shit. There's ads from beginning to end.
And
so what I'm trying to figure, but obviously he needs them for sure. Yeah. So then what I'm trying to figure out is if you're saying he's so small and no one watches his shit, how come they have all these ads that are that are posting stuff about or around his show and supporting his show. A lot of ads must really like him. I didn't see. And what other station is he on besides ABC, which is owned by Disney? What other station is he on? He's not on CBS.
I have no
He's
idea.
not on NBC.
I have no idea.
He's only on ABC. He's on one cable network. So who's blocking him?
Well, it's
There's
whoever.
no one else watching.
Because I think it's streamed on certain platforms, so I don't know
If it's
who owns
streamed.
that. But I know there's a few channels. Because I read somewhere that certain channels still weren't airing him, and so I guess I think ABC has like primary. I want to say streaming and uploading. That's not how that works. Broadcasting. That's what it is.
Hmm.
They have the main broadcasting, and then the other ones they get like after its initial air, so like the day after or something. I think.
Well, I mean, of course they post the stuff on YouTube afterwards, but most of his stuff, from what I'm seeing here, ABC doesn't have their own streaming service.
Well, usually it's
just
connected to
ABC.
something bigger. Like, you know how Disney owns like a ton of stuff, and
Yeah,
like they just bought
they stream
FX.
it on
FX
there.
is a channel, so
Yeah, no, so for me, I just like the fact that you're saying that it's such a small issue, but then he should be taken off.
Whether or not he should be
so-
taken off is a different question. I just don't. I really didn't like the statement. It is disinformation, and you're essentially brainwashing your viewers. Oh, MAGA's at it again. You're demonizing another political party.
Because Fox News hasn't been doing the same at all. Fox News has not been
That
brainwashing
I don't-
MAGA people
I don't
and
follow that, so I can't speak on that. But
Okay, well-
the Kimmel thing, I only saw that because it blew up. And when I
Okay.
saw that, I was like, "Really, dude? That's if it was a joke, like you said, I've been fine. Like whatever, it's just a bad joke. But it wasn't a joke, Jamal.
Okay. All right. Well, so then let's look at one other joke then. One other joke. I can't remember the exact wording, so bear with me.
It's another
When
Kimmel
Trump
joke.
was no, it wasn't Kimmel. When Trump was running, there's that comedian. I can't remember his name.
Oh, is it Tony
And he made that
Hinchcliffe?
joke about
Puerto Rico?
about the Puerto Rico. Yes, the Puerto Rico. That's a bad joke, right?
I like that joke.
Okay. Regardless if you like the joke or not, it's a bad joke. If you are Puerto Rican,
I
it's a
wouldn't.
bad
No,
joke.
no. I wouldn't say it's a bad joke. I would say it's a bad place to tell said joke.
Yeah, okay. So we can agree on that part. That was a bad timing. That was bad timing. You could have put that joke.
No,
in
well,
your,
it was no. It had nothing to do
your
with
show.
timing. You talk about Puerto Rico any day of the week. It's just where he did it.
Yeah.
It's like, come
There.
on.
but he did it there on all stages for for someone who's trying to become president who needs votes, right? So it's like to do it there. You could have put it in his show in his 1 hour special, whatever. Then it's fine. I don't think it would have been that big of an issue.
Jamal, I love this joke, and I love it so much because that comedian, he has a show, and I showed it to Justin, and he likes it too. And so he basically does American Idol, but for comedians. So instead of going up and singing, and then people be like, "Yeah, you did
tell a
good,"
joke.
you tell a joke for you get a minute set. And
Okay.
so anytime anyone comes up and says, "By the way, Tony, I'm from Puerto Rico," he goes, "Oh fuck, not again."
That's funny. That's
So it's
funny.
like a
I
recurring
like that.
joke. That's why I can't be like, "Oh, it's a bad joke." I like it just for that reason.
I think in that moment it was a bad joke. Maybe now it's calmed down, and I think I heard
Well,
the joke.
'cause you know what happens though? You know what happens? The fucking
Mm-hmm.
they used it as a not a scapegoat. What would you call that? Just a way to take shots at Trump's campaign. That's all it was.
Yeah.
That's all it was.
Again, but he should have known that would have happened. I don't think it was the right time to tell the joke. I think the joke is okay. I don't think it's that terrible of a joke. Is it a bad timing? 100%. I think it's a terrible timing to make that joke on that stage at that time.
Yeah.
But did he get canceled?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, but in some aspects, I think you could say yes.
In some ways, but then I look at like Chris Brown, who has multiple allegations. He still got tons of fans, tons of sponsors.
Is he still making
he was
music?
canceled for a minute. Yeah, he's still making music.
Yeah,
Well,
it's-
making music.
But
He
he-
has like new albums, but what he's been doing this big ass tour for like the last like year and a half around the world. And it's funny because I'll read the comments sometimes, and it's always this back and forth of girls going, "Oh my God, he's so fine," and other girls going, "Oh my God, I can't believe you guys are still supporting a woman abuser."
Well,
you know,
that's typically
And-
how it goes, right? If you get canceled,
Yeah.
especially he was like predating cancel culture because he got canceled what
100%,
2008,
yeah.
2007,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that.
This was really like before
Yeah.
that was even around.
And I think it wears
it-
off after a certain time period. Like, remember even James Gunn, who did Guardians of the Galaxy and now Superman, he was canceled
Yeah.
for like a year because of
Yeah.
some bad jokes he put on Twitter, which were really kind of strange, especially in Twitter
Yeah.
format. Like, I feel
Yeah,
like they
yeah,
could
they
work
were.
in like talking, kind of,
Yeah,
but
the
just reading them,
40
you're like,
character limit.
yeah, you're like, this is
Yeah.
really weird, James. I don't know why you're
Yeah,
posting
James,
this.
are you okay? You need some help, James.
But
You know,
then he got brought back, like out of
Yeah.
nowhere. So
and Chris Brown, same thing. He gotta lay low for a second, and he came back. And even the girls that were defending Chris and being like, "Well, Rihanna beat him too." I'm like, yeah, you're not wrong. Rihanna did hit him also.
Yeah.
So they're
Double
just
standards.
toxic on both sides.
Double standards.
Double standards. So it's like, and to be honest, it's one of those things where I feel the same way about Chris Brown, the way I feel the same way about R. Kelly. I disassociate him with his music. I like his songs. Him as a person, he deserves to be in jail.
That's
But-
exactly how I feel about Kevin Spacey. Incredible actor.
There you go,
I
it's
love
like-
his movies.
yeah.
And he
He's a
finally
weirdo.
diddled people, and it's like,
Yeah.
the movies are still great though.
In the movie, I'm not gonna be like, cause I'll tell you a real life story. I remember, a couple weeks back, I was doing karaoke and I played a really famous R. Kelly song, and there's a woman who came up to me. She goes, "Well, why are you playing R. Kelly?" I'm like, "Well, why not?" She goes, "Well, how he's in jail." I'm going, "Yeah, but this is his song. Like, I'm not going free R. Kelly." I'm not saying free R. Kelly and R. Kelly was in it. I'm just going, I like his song. It's like, and like to really spin it, look at Michael Jackson, one of the biggest artists in the world. A lot of people love his music, and he had all these allegations of touching kids. I don't think he was as scrutinized when it came to playing his music, from what I could tell. Because I play Michael Jackson songs all the fucking time, and no one comes to me and goes, "Why you play Michael Jackson? He touched kids." I've never heard that. But the one time I played R. Kelly, it happens.
Yeah, but
and I'm
that
like,
was more fresh though, probably, because Michael Jackson died in what,
guess, maybe.
2009,
yeah,
and
maybe.
so those
maybe,
allegations
yeah,
would have kind
maybe.
of died down since his death, right?
Yeah, could be. But anyways, so let's move on to the next.
Wait, just
next...
to wrap up Kimmel.
Yes.
To wrap up Kimmel.
Yes.
When they brought him
Yeah.
back, he had the most viewers he's had in years. He had about 6.5 million.
Yeah,
And then
you're right.
it dropped
You're
right back down.
100%.
Everyone tuned back in. He's like, "What's he gonna say?" And this
That's
bitch,
normal.
this bitch got on stage and cried, didn't apologize or anything. He's like, "That's not what I meant." And it's like, dude,
Well,
you're clearly faking
why would he-
it. Stop.
Why would he have to apologize? Apologize for what?
Because he lied.
He lied?
We told you he lied.
You're saying that he lied?
Yeah.
Well, again, how sure are you? I mean, with the bullet. Let's
Jamal,
remove
he,
the
he
bullet
had
from
a
the equation.
trans furry
Let's remove
boyfriend.
it.
I don't think he's MAGA.
Could he be MAGA in hiding? You never know. Oh, what I want to know
That's
is,
a hell
are you
of a disguise.
100% certain? Are you 100% certain
Yes.
that he's not MAGA?
Yes.
1,000%.
Yes.
Well, hey, and the guy who wanted the rapture was 1,000% sure it was supposed to happen yesterday. It's just one of those things where I'm going,
Was that
did
your
he have to
segue?
really apologize? Yeah, no, that's what they thought. They thought it was yesterday.
Okay.
Like I'm going, okay, you know what? I'm gonna put a pin in that message. We're gonna put a pin there.
We'll go.
I'm gonna
go,
come
go,
back
go,
to
yeah,
it.
That's okay. He doesn't. Okay, if he doesn't apologize, at least then I could
Uh-huh.
say like, oh, at least he's like firm in his beliefs, kind of being a man about it in some
He
way.
just cries a lot. I don't know why he cries.
Did you see the
Yeah,
clip,
no,
dude?
that-
It was fucking pathetic.
Yeah. I don't know why he cries a lot. It's weird. It's
Yeah,
not the first time he's cried.
I
He
know.
cries a lot.
It's
That-
crazy. If you watch his like comedic stuff in the early 2000s compared to today,
Yeah.
he was like he was a little raunchy for my taste, honestly, but he
Yeah.
was actually like funny. Now he's
Okay.
just fucking sad.
He just cries a lot. I don't know why. Even for me, I didn't watch the whole thing. I watched a part of it. But the crying part, yeah, no. I've never. Jimmy Fallon doesn't cry. I've watched Jimmy Fallon before. He doesn't cry.
He just does an
Yeah,
awkward
yeah.
laugh. That's his thing. He awkwardly laughs a lot.
And I forgot what was the other guy who, fucking the British guy who finally lost his show. I never found him
Ferguson?
funny. No, not Ferguson. He
British.
does the carpool karaoke.
Oh, him.
All the singers.
He was not canceled. He was fired, wasn't he? Because everyone started hating
Thank
him.
God. Thank
Yeah.
God. I forgot his name.
He's supposedly a big asshole, like a douchebag.
Yeah,
behind the
no.
scenes.
Honestly, he looks like a fucking asshole though. Like
Yeah.
like him. Like
I
I'm
forgot
fine
his
if he
name.
got fired.
You know, he's not worth remembering. That's fine.
Honestly, yeah. Honestly, yeah. So, anyways, well, I want to put pin there just for a second and come back to that whole topic. But so did you see or hear about the UN speech that happened in sorry, the UK? No, United Nations, UN.
The only thing I heard about was Trump warning Europeans about mass migrations. That's the only thing I saw about it.
All right, so I've watched a couple of videos, and I've sat down with the facts. I've read up on it, so I'm just gonna give you some things that he had said. So this is Trump. These are his words.
Are these full
coming from
quotes,
his
Jamal?
mouth.
Can you confirm?
These are full quotes.
quotes.
I've watched the video. I've watched the speech of him.
Unedited?
I wanted to watch the speech, unedited. The full speech is on the UN. I think it's on the YouTube channel. Maybe to take it down. Cause I know that sometimes YouTube's weird. Like they leave it up for like a week or two. I watched it immediately when it came out because I knew there was gonna be some good shit in there. And by God, I was right.
What you got?
So he goes, America has the biggest oil reserves in the world. False. Wrong. Russia and Canada are just two countries that have more oil reserves than America does, right? That's one. He goes, the drug overdose in America is about, I think he said 100,000 people. It's wrong. It's less than that. It's 80,000 people. Still a lot of people. I'm not saying
he's rounding up.
there's nobody.
That's pretty close.
Rounding up. You're rounding up by 20,000? That's a fucking high up roundup.
Well, rounding up 8 to 10. There you go.
80,000 to 100,000. Let's call a spade. He hyperbolized how many people have died from drug overdoses.
It's still a lot, though. Have you seen San Francisco?
80,000 people, still a lot of people who died. But get your fucking facts straight. Say 80,000. Don't say it's on the White House government website. It isn't like he had to go far to look. He lives in the fucking building that does it. You know? He goes, the wages, and then he tries to boast about America. He goes, the wages in America are way higher than what it was 60 years ago. You know, fucking shit, dude. 60 years ago, the wages were like, what, $5? And bread was 25 cents. I fucking hope the wages went up. That's just a statement. There's no boasting. It's just a statement that wages went up.
Well, if he's comparing to Chinese workers, then it's boasting. But I don't know what the context is.
Well, I think I could boast about it too. That I make more money than a Chinese worker. I'm not American. I live in Canada. So for him to be boasting about that makes no sense. There's nothing to boast about. He then says that he secured $17 trillion in investments. On the White House government website, it's 8.8 trillion. Did he round up again? By $16 trillion? He's off?
Wait, what?
Sorry.
You said 8 to 13, didn't you?
He said $17 trillion.
17.
He only did 8. So that means he's half of what he actually says. Oh well.
Maybe
a little
it hasn't
more than
updated
half,
yet. Who knows?
Oh, it hasn't updated. Oh, okay. I checked yesterday.
It's possible.
There's no fucking update.
Jamal,
it's 8.8.
Jamal, I'll never forget this one night at Harvey's. People come in, they order, they go to sit down, we say, oh, you can't sit down, we're closing in 5 minutes. And then they showed us their phone. On your website, it says you close in an hour. And we said, oh, sorry, sir, the website hasn't been updated.
Yeah, well,
this man,
I'm sorry.
Wait. This man got just as mad as you are right now.
well, getting mad because you're still trying to defend someone who doesn't have his fucking facts straight. And he's talking to the United Nations. That's one of the biggest stages in the world as a president. And you're blatantly lying about what your country has. It's like, I'm all big and strong. And as soon as it's like, everyone watched that clip from South Park where Cartman fights Kyle? He's like, let's go. You and me. Let's touch it out. I'm ready. And Kyle slaps him once across the face. And Cartman breaks down and just starts crying. It's not to that extreme. But you're saying numbers that are nowhere close to what the numbers are. And again, it's on the fucking White House website. You live in the goddamn building. How do you not know how much money you actually have? That's mind-boggling. Then he bitches about the fucking elevator not working,
It was
hilarious because
it was
apparently
that I saw was an escalator, which is
Escalator,
actually
sorry,
I would say
escalator.
you didn't. It's more an observation, but honestly, if you're gonna
Yeah.
host the UN somewhere, you'd think it'd be top notch. But all right.
well, sorry that it break down. Sorry that your balance is so terrible that you can't stand on it.
He is 60.
And then
Isn't he 70? I think he's 70 now. Actually.
You know, exactly. He's an old president.
Fair enough.
So that means I don't think he's to be. And when Biden was what 80, he fell down the stairs once.
Once.
I don't.
Joel, there's montages. There's montages of Biden falling over.
Because and going back to his building,
God.
building that they were in, he apparently had the contract back in the 90s and they didn't take him. So he was saying, "Oh, you would have had marble, you would have all this stuff, you would have let me do it, it would have been a lot better." Fantastic.
I'm sure that's just banter.
No, banter. That's banter. That's
That could be
banter,
banter.
saying bashing the building that you're in. Which I must say was a really nice building because you didn't get picked.
It could have been
That
nicer,
sounds like a
Jamal.
child. That sounds like a child who is upset that he didn't get to play with his toy. That he didn't pick his toy and pick someone else's toy. That's a fucking child. That is a childish statement. You go into a building, you could have made it a bit funnier about the whole escalator not working and going, I almost tripped and bumped my head, my toupee would have fell off. Ha ha, that's funny. No, he's gonna bitch about it and go, oh my god, I would fucking fell. See, if I would have built it, this would never would have happened. Really? Are you fucking 7 years old? Like, the contract was in the 90s, dude. Like, we've passed 25 years. Why are you still bitching about it? That's mind-boggling. 25 years that you're groveling, going, I should have got that fucking UN contract, and that contract would have been. Really? We're gonna bitch about it for that long? Get over yourself. Then he goes, America is the most respected country, and in terms of respect, that's at least from what I can tell, it's basically untrue. A lot of countries around the world have dropped in their respect to America by double digits. That one I can't say it's true because I've checked all media outlets. Some say yes, some say no, depending on which country you ask. Obviously, right? If you're asking China,
I wouldn't say
or
it's probably not number one anymore. But I mean, what else would be number one at this point? I have no idea.
maybe Switzerland. I don't know. Iceland.
Honestly, that's a good. Switzerland.
Yeah.
What's the other one? There's another one.
Iceland and Sweden, I think, or Switzerland.
Poland's doing very well.
Or Finland too. I think is another nice country. So then he goes on to say that he's ended 7 wars. He's ended
7?
none. Some of the wars that he
Have
claimed
there
that he
been
ended.
7?
Well, there's been some in Africa and stuff like that, and all these wars which he does. I can't remember all the names, but he had named the wars. If you look online about these wars, he had little. America, not him, America had little to no impact in some of these wars, right? And this is my favorite part. I want you to tell me, what does he mean by this? Of course, with the war in Russia and Ukraine, which he did claim, by the way, that he was going to end in 24 hours when he became president. It's been a little longer than 24 hours. It's been about 9 months, and the war's still going on. He said that if he was in power beforehand, he would have just let Russia go in and, I quote, do their thing. What does that mean by do their thing? Take over the whole fucking country? Is that what he mean by that? By just do their thing? What does that mean, Patrick? What do you think he meant by that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You don't do their thing, which is crazy. And sorry, I forgot that I had the note about the drug thing. I was wrong. He said that they've lost 300,000 people to drugs, when the number is closer to 80 to 100,000. My apologies. He was rounding up.
Is this in a
Sorry, he was
year?
rounding up by 200,000 in a year.
In 1 year?
In a year. So, when January, a couple months beforehand, till now, he said 80 to 100,000. It's been 300,000. So, he said it was 300,000. Only been 80 to 100,000.
Is
right?
that wait? Is that only in Washington or is that the whole country?
The whole country of America, all of America, 80 to 100,000. He's saying 300,000.
That seems
incorrect.
No, the 80,000 seems strangely low.
Well, maybe they're saying 80 to 100,000, so it could be 100,000. That part I couldn't tell you. Even on the White House website, they put those words, 80 to 100,000. So why is that number so broad? I couldn't tell you. I'm reading off of what the White House is giving me. He then goes that he's one of the most popular presidents ever to be elected. Untrue. His popularity vote is the lowest, 43%. And many, and I mean, I've checked many websites from The Guardian to New York Times to Fox News. Even checked Fox News and ABC and CNN. And they all kind of give in the realm of, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, from 46% to 42%, which was the lowest.
Is that, we talking about approval rating or total votes?
Approval rating is 43% roughly. Some websites say 46, some websites say 42. Obviously, everyone has their own people that they ask. But I rounded it out. I took all those numbers and it came to give me about 43%. I did my own calculations because the guy that I was listening to, and when I was watching his speech at the same time, he says 43 straight out. I was like, let me check. And I'm checking all these websites about his approval rating. And I'm not saying it's any better. Biden didn't have a really high approval rating either, nor did Obama. So I'm not saying that Obama was skyrocketed and was at 80%. I think Obama was hovering around the 55, 60 mark. But him to claim that he was the highest I'm just going off of his words. He's saying that the highest is incorrect. Even some red states disapprove. What's so interesting, though, which I just love this part so much, the people who have a higher approval rating, who approve of what Trump's been doing, are the older population, that are white, and uneducated. And what I mean by uneducated means that all they have is their high school diploma, or they don't even have their high school diploma. Just some food for thought for you. Because the lowest approval rating for Trump is for people who are of ethnicity that are not white and have a college or university degree. Very interesting why those people disapprove of Trump, the people who have no education approve of Trump. Interesting how that works out. He says, no one has entered the country illegally. Physically impossible. It is impossible that not one person, since he's been president, has entered this country illegally. Impossible. The country's too big. If you're a small country, maybe I can give you the benefit of the doubt there. This is America, dude. It's one of the biggest countries in the world. You're telling me that you've blocked every single person from entering this country illegally? I doubt it. I fucking doubt it. Right? He also says, hold on here. I'm just making sure I'm getting all these notes here correctly. The other thing, going back to something that he said about Charlie Kirk, and going back to your whole cancel culture, but we'll talk about that in a second. Is there anything else? Let me make sure I'm not missing anything. Popularity to Russia, yeah. So that was just, and the video was the video that watched about Trump was 25 minutes long. The speech that he had was about an hour and a half long. These are just some bullet points, dude. I'm missing like a good majority of stuff. These are just some bullet points of facts that he said that are absolutely bogus and wrong. And it's incredible that no one is even on him about this. He did it and left. No one even questioned it. Just okay, and left. Someone fact checked this dude. And the projector wasn't working. God forbid the projector was working. Maybe the numbers would have been fucking correct. Because the whole fucking time, I think he bitched about the projector not working at least 5 times. And then every time he bitched about it, he would go, if I had the contract, this wouldn't have happened. Every single time. Which is, again, childish behavior, but
sounds like he's being sabotaged. The escalator and then the projector.
He's being sabotaged? Really? He's being sabotaged. If he's being sabotaged, just shoot him. Then you're being sabotaged.
I pulled a Kimmel. Sorry, that was a bad joke.
Yeah. So that was his UN speech. So going back to Kimmel, if you're saying that he is lying about certain things or he's not telling the whole truth, should Trump not also be held accountable for the lies that he told on one of the biggest stages in the world? Remember, Kimmel's only getting 180,000 people a night. This was Trump at the UN. Millions of people turned in for this one. And he lied on a much bigger stage. Should he not be held accountable for the lies that he told?
Yeah. I think he should know these numbers. It'd be nice.
He should. And no one's done nothing. No one's done nothing about it. They just let it go. Which is unbelievable in my eyes. That's fucking unbelievable that we just let that go. And to round off the whole Kimmel and the whole UN thing, he was interviewed a little while back, and this video got taken down on TikTok. The woman that showed me the video with his, you hear Trump's voice, I heard him clear. The video got taken down, mysteriously got taken down because of community guidelines. So she re-uploaded it so I can see it again. They were asking about Kirk to Trump. And the interviewer goes, sorry, Charlie Cook believed that there was no hate speech in America. And Trump said, and I quote, well, he might not be saying that now. Wow.
Based on...
Really? No, this is a direct quote, huh? This is a direct quote. I'm not mixing no words
No,
up.
well, what is he basing it on? Like, what is he referring to?
That line that I just told you. That Charlie Kirk said that hate speech doesn't exist in America. And Trump's going, well, he might not be saying that now. Which in my eyes insinuates that, yeah, because he's fucking dead. He can't be saying much at all. Because he's dead.
Do you think he meant that literally then?
That, he had a smirk on his face when he said it. There was a smirk. It almost looked like he was trying to laugh and had to hide it. He said that on Fox News. It was Fox. His boys. His party.
His boys.
His boys. This is the Republican place. And he goes, the interviewer goes, Charlie Kirk said there's no hate speech in America. And he goes, man, I'll be saying that now. Dude, that's fucking crazy. You just dissed a dead person who was one of your biggest supporters. And no one fucking cared. And my favorite part was, I would have not really brought it up, is the fact that the video got taken down. And she had to re-upload it. TikTok said it violates community guidelines. Which community guidelines does it violate? Please tell me. Free speech? I'm trying to figure out what community guideline. I think it's America or whoever is trying to make sure that video didn't get leaked or didn't get out to the public.
Who owns TikTok at this point? Didn't they sell to an American company?
Exactly. Isn't that interesting? They sold to an American company, and a video that's going to go out against Trump gets taken down mysteriously, so he's to re-upload it. I checked yesterday because I want to make sure I had the quote correct. I can't find the video. It's in my likes, and I can't watch it because it's been taken down again. And then her account has been banned for violating community guidelines.
Oh no, China still owns TikTok apparently.
Okay, regardless of the fact, that should not be taken down.
No.
That should not be taken down. That is freedom of speech. Freedom of speech, right? Now, let's go into the shutdown.
It could have been. Could it have been an AI clip? Because I hear they're cracking down on that kind of stuff.
Nope. It's very much real. It's like a camcorder handheld, her iPhone to the TV screen, and you see Fox News at the bottom. Okay. Unless she AI that whole fucking room, and she ain't pretty. If she wants to AI something, she should AI herself, because that girl was not good looking. If anything.
Alright. That wasn't necessary.
If you want to AI something, you can AI yourself. Going into the US shutdown, and before we go to US shutdown, I want to bring up one thing. So, we had talked about this when Trump was running for presidency. I was telling you about how if you were to crack down on these illegal immigrants or immigrants in these towns that have farms, that they would be struggling, right? And you defended that point, saying that, well, it would be some hard times, that Americans would be okay, that farmers would be okay. They just have to pay the correct wages for people to work on these fields. There's a clip that I watched, a farmer in Iowa speaking at a Republican town hall meeting. Iowa is a Republican state. I checked. He goes in tears. By the way, this is a man in tears, not Kimmel, but another man in tears, saying that he might have to close his farm. He's had his farm for over 80 years, been passed down from generation to generation, but it's too expensive now because he can't find any workers to work on his farm. And he goes, and I quote, he says, because of Trump's stupid tariffs, he isn't helping the farmers at all like he said he would. Because he also claims that he goes, I went to John Deere to go get farming equipment. these tariffs that Trump put, I'm paying them myself. And for certain equipment I can't get because the backlog is 9 months long. And I'm not sure if I'm going to get the equipment in time so I can harvest my crops. And then he asked the Republican guy who was there, I don't know who the fuck he was, I don't remember. He goes, what are you going to do about it? And he said nothing. He goes, Mr. Trump is doing all, I think he says all that you can that he can to help you guys. And he goes, well, I don't believe him. This is an Iowa farmer, dude. It's a Republican boy. This guy voted for Trump. Voted for Trump. And he goes, he's not helping me. What is your rebuttal to that?
Things don't get fixed overnight, and it takes time. Sadly, things like this do happen. Ideally, it would lead to a better future, but it's not necessarily. It's things like that are incredibly complicated. They take a lot of time, and you can't just expect the economy to just flip on a dime, right?
Yeah.
So if you get rid of your borderline slave labor, that honestly just drains the GDP, and then you switch it for actual Americans getting paid American livable wages, it's going to take time. It's not overnight, and it really sucks for this guy, but John Deere sucks ass. He should not be buying John Deere.
Fair. Very
Overpriced
valid
crap
point.
that breaks down, and they force you to have to buy all the a whole section of tractor rather than just individual parts. It's they came under fire last year for that because it's like what is it? Someone equated them to, like, I think it was Volkswagen or Audi or something. Like, oh, one small part of the thing is broken. Better replace fucking half the car.
Jesus Christ. I think it's Audi. I think Audi
Something
definitely like that for sure.
But yeah, it does suck, and it's a sad reality that things don't get fixed immediately. So just because you vote one way, I'm not seeing results immediately. Oh, fuck him. It's like that's not how that works. I'm so sorry, sir.
Now, again, granted, I don't know who the farmer is. I don't know if he's a part of the other people who are uneducated, who have a higher approval rate of Trump or anything like that. What I am saying is that when you listen to Trump's speeches, when he was, doing this stuff, he gave very short timelines for a lot of things. Again, I'll go back to the whole war in Russia and Ukraine, 24 hours. These are his words. I'm not putting words in his mouth. This is some stuff that he's claimed to have said that he was going to do. So in my eyes, again, I didn't watch every single Trump rally speech. It'd be impossible. I would be here way too long. But what I am saying is there not a world where maybe these farmers were watching these speeches and maybe Trump was going, you vote for me, in a couple of months, you'll be good. You'll be rich. You'll have all the money you need. Do you not feel like he maybe felt like that? These farmers maybe felt like that and go, well, I'm going to vote for Trump because he said that if I vote for him, then I'll be good and my farm's going to be good. And now look at the situation. He might have to sell his farm. Now, realistically speaking, you are 1,000% correct. Economy does not change overnight. It takes years. It takes years, if not decades, for our economy to really switch. Fine. You were right about that part. But what I find so interesting is that a lot of these people who voted for Trump, I think, felt like it was going to happen that quickly. And it didn't. And then even if, let's just say, he finds better workers and not paying fucking slave labor wages, the tariffs is still another part of it, right? That Trump is going, and he had made that point in the UN speech too about how America's been ripped off by every other country in the world, and now we're gonna get our money back. A lot of these tariffs are being paid by the American people. They're the ones who are paying this tariff. He says that, again, John Deere, garbage company, regardless of the fact, he's still buying their products, and the prices have tripled because they're being made in Taiwan. And then they're imported, and there's a tariff on it. Who's paying that tariff? The consumer is going to be paying that tariff. So it's just sad. I felt really, really bad. I really felt really bad for this guy because he really looked like, just your average farmer who just wants to make a living, and he can't because the guy that he voted for fucked him. You know,
Well,
and
that's the whole point of
and
it
there's
is
been-
like it's what do you call that? Like a no pain, no victory type thing. So when you say
for
they're
sure.
being made in Thailand, therefore you pay a tariff, that's the point. That encourages the companies to build their stuff in America. That creates jobs. That brings up the GDP, and it makes everyone richer over time. That's how that works.
Over
And
time.
sadly,
But then-
it takes time to even decades. It's a sad truth. That's just how it is.
So then, let's look at Canada real quick.
Canada,
when the
fuck
tariffs-
Carney. I hate him. Piece of shit.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that another time because I completely disagree. But
Fuck.
looking-
For once, I was like, maybe this time.
no, God no, hell no. Looking at the automotive industry, when the tariffs did come in, what did Canada do? They gave out money, right, for these companies to stay afloat until they figured it out how to deal with tariffs and how to handle it correctly, right? Have there been any packages for the farmers in America? Any packages to keep them going? Any money being sent to them?
There should be like a way to subsidize them until things turn around.
Exactly, right? You just said there should be, right? Which is what Carney did, by the way. I just want to point that out. He's the one who promoted that. So you're saying that there should be money being given to these farmers?
That'd
Not
be
a
nice.
fucking dime. Not a dime. Not a dime. And he voted for him. That's crazy. And you vote for the guy, and he fucked you over, and he goes, no money. That's fucking wild. The automotive industry, some of them didn't even vote for Carney, and he still helped them out. But we'll get into Carney next week for sure, because I definitely want to know where the fuck he's garbage. But the last point that I'll make is we'll get into U.S. shutdown next week, and I think we've already gone very long here. But I do want to talk about the mass shootings that's been happening down there in America. So there was 7 mass shootings from October 4th till today. 7. Just for context, a mass shooting, according to the USA, this is on the USA mass shooting website, which is crazy that there's a website for this thing, but there is a single outburst of violence with 4 or more people being shot. Just so we know the context behind mass shootings, right?
Mm-hmm.
There was a mass shooting from October 4th till today, which is October 9th. So that's only 6 days. 6 days time. In Nashville, 2 in Alabama, 1 in Mississippi, 2 in Texas, 1 in Tennessee. Do you know what all these states have in common? They're all Republican states, right?
So the Democrats
That's-
are invading and shooting up the Republicans? It's fucked. Jamal.
Okay, hold on.
I
One
can't
second.
believe this.
You're saying that the Democrats are entering these states, shooting people up, and then leaving. They don't know all the shooters. Some of them are still on our John Smith, so we don't know the context behind them. So, but that's not really my point about the whole mass shootings. So these mass shootings happen in all these cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
TrUmP sends troops to Portland. There's no mass shooting in Portland.
Well,
So-
because no, Jamal. The difference is that mass shootings are spur of the moment, random acts, right? Whereas
Yes.
Portland's crimes are ridiculously high, and murders happen.
They're the
every
lowest.
day.
It's been very low.
Well, it's been low since they
It's been
came
very
in.
low. It's been low before they came in. It's been low. Period.
was it?
It's been low.
Where is Portland?
It's been low.
I always hear about.
It's in Chicago.
Okay, yeah, Chicago has
It's near
murder.
Chicago.
Chicago has
In-
so many
in-
murders. I think it's a week. They're so high that. Fuck, what was, I read something about that.
There has been
It is the
392
murder
mass
capital of the
shootings.
country or something like that.
There have been 392 mass shootings this year. 392 mass shootings this year. This year alone. There's 6 of them in these Republican states. But you're going to send the troops to Portland. You're going to send the National Guard, which they blocked. Majority of them blocked. Thank God. Because it's not needed. There's shootings all over the world
No,
every
isn't
single day.
Chicago like a hellscape right now? That's why they're there.
It's
to
not.
stop crime?
The
That's what they did in
mayor said
Washington.
that. The mayor goes, it's not needed. I think if you're the mayor of a city and there's mass shootings every day and you go, it's fine, you should be fired. but there hasn't been. He even said he's the mayor. He would know. I think he would know his own city.
Well, no, there are.
That has not been
Not
mentioned.
talking specifically mass shootings, just crime in general that is out of hand.
There's crime everywhere, man. There's crime everywhere. There's crime everywhere. Why are you trying to defend this guy who just just for some reason decides to go to a Democrat place to then send troops in there? But the other areas, so you're telling me that there's no crime in Mississippi? There's no crime in Texas? There's no crime in Alabama?
The stats are way lower.
The stats are way lower.
Yeah.
Really? The stats are way lower because it's a less densely populated area, right? Because I don't know people who live there,
That helps
right?
too.
100% that helps. But you're gonna do Washington D.C. and you pick Chicago. Why not West Virginia? Why not Virginia?
Well, what's the crime?
Why
like
not
over there?
Arkansas? It's just as high. It's just
No
as
way.
high.
I've been hearing for like at least 3 years now that Chicago's terrible. But
So just because there's been a shooting a week in Chicago, or there's been crime a week in Chicago, send the guard in. Send the guard in. But the mass shootings have been happening in all these other places, and the crime has been happening in these Republican places. Don't worry about it. They got it. It's fine.
yeah, but you
Makes no
named a
sense.
bunch of different places in different states. How are you gonna concentrate on all of them? And
Well, what
those
I'm
are-
saying is that
Those are
These are
those are happening spur of the moments randomly, right? Whereas crime being
Then if
regular
you-
every day, that means you
But
round
if
up
you're
the
gonna have
criminals
the
and get them off the
national-
street to prevent further
if-
acts of crime.
if you're gonna have the National Guards in these other Republican states, would you not think that maybe a mass shooter might think that oh fuck, there's National Guards everywhere. I'm not gonna be able to kill anyone even if I wanted to, right? Because one thing that Trump said, and I gotta read deeper into this one too, is he goes, Americans. He said that America he basically said we have to flush out America, clean slate it. And he's sending all these National Guards around. He wants to dispose the army on American soil. That's never been done. That's never been done of a president to use the army on its own people. That's crazy. That's crazy. You're really gonna go to that point and go, America is so fucked that we have to send our own army in to dispose of people, get rid of criminals, and dispose of crime.
That's what
We're
they
gonna
did.
send
They
the
did with
Amer-
Washington,
we're-
and people were saying they feel a lot safer. The kids can walk to school now, and people were actually thanking them as they went by. Like, thank you so much. You've improved.
and go to
where
the
I live."
school and then get shot at the school, right?
Nope, but all right.
Well, how many school shootings happen in America compared to the rest of the world? How many does Canada have compared to America this year alone? How many mass shootings have happened in schools, Patrick?
I don't have those numbers. For
Six.
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 We need to bump those numbers, bro.
Well, I mean, the kids are another story, but 6. You don't have how many Canada's had in this year? 0, none. And you know what? And you know what he said with the whole Washington thing? And I almost wanted to do it, cause I just want to see. He goes, "I invite the world leaders to come to Washington D.C. and we can walk to a restaurant together. No security needed." I want to see that. I want to see that. I generally want to see President Trump walk in with Netanyahu or whoever, walk into a local bar strip and have dinner. I want to see that. It would never fucking happen. Never in a million years would that ever fucking happen. There's no fucking way. You tell me you're gonna have 2 world leaders walk into a Denny's and have pancakes or whatever the fuck they sell at Denny's? No. He's gonna have guards up the ass. That Denny's will be shut down. There'll be cops on every block for the next 9 meters to make sure that nothing happens to those 2. It's impossible. Never gonna happen. So saying all these stuff, saying all these words, making all these lies. When I have the facts to back it up, he should be penalized for this stuff. He should be taken to justice for these things, these lies that he is saying. But he isn't, because he's the president. And it makes no sense that he is allowed to get away with this. He's not above the law. To wrap it all up, I guess next week we'll talk about Carney. We did one episode about Trump. I guess Carney will be next week. But with everything that I've said today, is there anything that you're going, yeah, maybe he should be, like, appointed?
It would be nice if he got his stats right. But overall,
Yeah.
I think actions speak louder than words. Overall, I'm happy with what he's done. Secure the border, cleaned up Chicago and Washington. Things like that are a net positive. Tariffs, that'll take time to really come into play.
It's taking their sweet ass time, dude. It's taking a
Like
long
I
fucking
said,
time.
dude, it's been 9 months. That's not enough time. We're gonna wrap it up here, guys. I gotta get going too. This has been Flabbergasted by Audacity.
Yeah.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Jamal, and we'll see you next week.
The decision rests with you. Rests with you.